Welcome to On the Radar Beyond the Forecast. I am Ryan Shoptaugh.
And I'm Paul Mireles.
And here on the show, we go around the world, around the country, and kind of analyze different weather video, kind of explain them, and react as well. And so far this summer, Paul, especially, where we are, it's been pretty active weather-wise.
Yeah, it's that time of the year. It's going to be active weather-wise. And, Ryan, I've never asked you this, but what is your favorite type of severe weather?
Man, that's a hard question. I'd probably say like hail producing, rotate, like supercell thunderstorms.
Okay.
That kind of realm.
Well, I don't have any hail for you.
But you got something.
But I do have something.
You got something.
Yeah, we got lightning. We had some big storms that rolled through New Jersey. Yeah, this was, I believe, Wednesday of last week. Was the 13th. Destructive storms came in fast and furious across New Jersey. Not only did they bring down trees and power lines with gusts over 60 miles an hour, they also caused some flash flooding that led to a few water rescues. A few damaging lightning strikes were reported as well. Look at that.
That's incredible.
I believe that's the tower at Newark Airport in New Jersey there.
Lightning and storms can probably cause major delays at airports. I don't know if you've ever been in an airport where storms are rolling through, but, it can cause big-time slowdowns for airlines. And things like
yeah.
that,
Sometimes, speaking of airlines, since we're showing that, sometimes you can be diverted like way out of the way and around and wind up in another state that you really didn't want to be in.
Have you ever had to, when you're up in the air and you're waiting for a storm to pass?
Yeah.
There are times where I've been in an airplane on a trip and we've had to just circle around until the storm passed through, until conditions got better and improved.
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest. What I usually do in the summertime and the spring is I usually plan my flights in the morning.
Yeah.
Or at night. Because
it's more
of
likely.
because of this reason.
Yeah.
Because if you plan a trip across country in the afternoon, in the summer, you're probably going to have some kind of delay somewhere.
Because of the heating of the day, that can help spark off the more likelihood of storms versus like the morning hours.
Right. So here's a tip, and this is why you watch On the Radar. More times than not, if you take those early flights at 6 a.m., not only is it going to be smoother, but you probably won't have as many delays. And if you're late in the day, chances of more delays just kind of mount.
Right, yeah. And it can be bumpier, too, with all the turbulence, the hot air rising.
Yes.
It's not a good idea to fly in the afternoon or evenings, but people do it still.
Spring and summer, morning, if you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to stay on the topic of lightning, and we're going to travel to South Carolina.
Okay.
Let's take a look at some of this video. This is incredible video. This is from Mount Pleasant.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
I don't want to laugh because, but look at that. That's incredible.
It's an explosion.
Wow.
Yeah, lightning strike caused a bit of a fright among motorists in Mount Pleasanton, South Carolina, where this lightning strike hit a power line on August 11th. Dashcam footage released by the Mount Pleasant Police Department shows a lightning strike landing on a transformer, causing a huge explosion. How hot is lightning, Paul?
What, 50,000 degrees?
I think that's hotter than the surface of the sun. So that when you superheat something that fast, that is the result.
You know what?
You truly just result in an explosion.
We need somebody, because we got a staff here, believe it or not. They're right over here to my left. We need somebody to look that up, because I cannot remember. It doesn't seem like lightning can be hotter than the surface of the sun.
Yeah, I think it is. We can make bets.
Well, you know what? We got a little bit of a debate here.
Yeah, I think it is. It's just
really okay.
I think 50,000 degrees. But I
I'm
be
down
wrong.
for not, and Ryan's down for yes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay,
we'll see. But anyway,
while we're looking that up, we've got some flooding in Queens, over in Queens, New York. Yeah, this time of the year, the main storm track across the northern plains, the northeast, and looking at New York City right here. New York City, when it's dry, is nice.
When it's wet, it's
when
not.
It's wet, I don't think it is. Yeah, that's a look at New York City right there. Of course, the storms came across fast and furious, and they led to flooding. And just, what? I don't know if words can really add to this. We're just going to look at the video.
Oh, it's so destructive. Yeah.
It is not good.
Well, the first thing I think of is like the sewage, the subway system, the underground. So if it's flooded on top at the surface, it's probably worse down below because it's all going downward. So I think that's what's so concerning about New York, the infrastructure, what happens when it rains and when it pours like this. And then all the trash, too. I've been in New York. It's a great city.
Yeah.
But, at night you'll see all those businesses, those local mom and pop shops, they'll dispose of their trash on the curb, and if it rains at the right time, which it never rains at the right time.
Then the trash is not there.
Yeah, exactly.
The trash is somewhere else.
Yeah, and plus,
but guess what happens? You end up getting somebody else's trash.
Literally, and
so
then
everybody just exchange. It becomes a trash exchange.
And then plus the traffic doesn't make it any better. So.
No, not at all.
All right, we're going to stay on the topic of flooding and severe weather, obviously, here on the radar and beyond the forecast. But we're going to drive farther southwest. We're going to go to Tennessee.
Okay.
Let's go down south. And here's a look at some of this video from Hamilton County, Tennessee.
Yeah.
A mother and a father and a child in Hamilton County when they chose to go to Chattanooga.
Boy, this is rough right
And you
here.
can see submerged roads also led to dramatic rescues of people trapped in their cars. This happened on August 13th. Take a look at that. Chattanooga fire crews rescued people that were trapped in vehicles and residents stuck in their homes. Fire department officials say that flooding closed parts of the Interstate 24, but it reopened once floodwaters receded. That's the biggest problem, being.
I wish they'd have stayed right on that, because it looked like the guy's got like something heavy, like a hammer, and he's trying to break the window.
Well, I think that's the only way, because
Can you lower the window, like if you're in a flood situation?
I don't know. That's a great question.
That is a good question.
But in situations like this, you typically start seeing people breaking the windshield.
Yeah.
But it's hard from the interior, because if you don't have any supplies or anything to use, you can't really do that.
And maybe sometimes it gets hard to open the door
Yeah.
because so much water. I mean, it weighs a lot. So
Yeah, and then fast-moving water. So I think the rule of thumb is like a foot and a half that can carry away vehicles, something like that. Is it 1 to 2 feet of water?
yeah,
Something along those lines. But
that's pretty deep right there. Matter of fact, I mean, look at that. He's up to his shoulders.
Yeah, that's so scary.
Wow. Well, hats off to that guy.
Incredible
man.
video from Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't think he's a real public, first responder or anything.
Yeah.
He's just a Samaritan helping out.
A good citizen, right?
Wow. Way to go there. Okay, let's go way out west. We're going to talk about something completely different. Wildfires.
Mm-hmm.
This time of the year, you have quite a bit out in the Rocky Mountain West and out west. This is Ogden, Utah, at least near Ogden, Utah. Okay, about 15 to 20 structures were threatened by wildfire. This is the Willard Peak fire. It started on August the 13th in the foothills near Ogden, Utah. Large plume of smoke could be seen from across the Weber Valley, climbing up the mountain at Willard Peak. And I guess that's why they call it the Willard Peak fire. Multiple helicopters were around the area dropping water and whatever they dropped to stop the flames. But that's a pretty big fire there.
Yeah, especially like in the Rocky Mountain Northwest. I mean, any mountainous terrain, Paul. I mean, wildfires. I know in California they talk about the Santa Ana winds, but any downsloping wind that obviously, goes down and then it dries, it warms up, that can create elevated concerns for fire weather. And those mountains can not only spin up storms, but also lead to scenes like this where fires are more likely to spark up with the embers moving fast like that. So.
Yeah, so I mean, it just happens this time of the year. Have quite a bit of fires out west, and that is out there in Utah.
Yeah, matter of fact, let's stay on the topic of wildfires and go to Colorado, where they're also known for different weather. I mean, have you been to Colorado, Paul? It's a good time.
I've been to Colorado. I've been to Utah. I've been to Tennessee, New York, all the states that we have mentioned so far.
Oh, okay.
And South Carolina.
Okay.
I've got them all. I've been to every one of them.
And this is in Colorado. This is near Meeker, Colorado, the Lee Fire, burning just to the west of Meeker in northwest Colorado. It exploded in strength to burn more than 106,000 acres. It prompted the evacuation of the Rifle Correctional Facility. 179 people in custody were evacuated from that facility. Authorities say that the fire started due to a lightning strike. So lightning, we were talking about earlier, Paul.
Right.
Sometimes this happens by people that maybe are camping.
Sometimes
drought,
Sometimes it's Mother Nature.
Sometimes it's Mother Nature that sparks these.
This one was sparked by lightning, I believe, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, so that, just to see it sparked that fast and spread that rapidly. Yeah, that impacts air quality. So
ton of smoke.
Yeah, Colorado. I've seen this happen several times in Colorado. It's also because of the mountainous terrain, the hilliness of the geography.
Look at those trees.
Yeah, it's all fuel.
Lots
for
of trees.
wildfires.
Lots of trees out there. Okay, do you like being on boats? Some people don't like boats. Some people get seasick.
I have gotten seasick before.
Have you? See, every time
time
I go deep sea fishing, which I don't go, maybe once a year.
Okay.
every single time,
Yes,
I
sir.
usually go with about 10 to 20 people. Somebody is going to get sick. And so you would be the one, you think, right? Have you been
It's just a certainty. I think, if the winds are gusty and the waters are choppy, most likely I'll be that guy.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got a treat for you.
Okay.
Look at this.
Oh, I'm getting sick.
Well, then this is
Oh,
this is yeah. Whoa. Keep it down, Ryan. Keep it down. Okay. Why is this boat out of control? How many folks were on this boat, and where is this? We've got all those answers coming up when On the Radar returns.
Welcome back to On the Radar. And we were at Utah earlier, Paul. We were looking at some severe weather coverage and
Right.
some wildfires.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to Utah
Going back to
specifically.
Utah.
Going back to Utah, Salt Lake City.
Make the title of a good movie.
Yeah,
Going back to Utah. Something
A movie
good's
that
gonna
Paul would
happen.
watch, that's for sure.
Go back to, it's either be a skiing movie or I don't know.
Probably.
Okay, what are we doing
But
in
the
Utah?
opposite of skiing, and we have, this is called a dust devil in Salt Lake City. This was seen on the side of the road in Salt Lake City on August 12th. Footage captured by X-User Hiking and Weather shows the weather phenomenon as cars drive by.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
As far as dust devils and whirlwinds go, that's a pretty good one.
have you ever been caught in a whirlwind or a dust devil? Because I have, and it's obviously not as threatening as a tornado, but you feel it. Like,
Well, yeah, you feel
know?
it. Yeah, the winds are probably 35, 40 miles an hour. Can get,
Yeah.
If you're where a real dusty area, if it's been dusty lately,
Yeah.
then you kind of get sandblasted a little bit.
Yeah.
And one time, if you're driving down the road and all of a sudden your car goes like this and you don't see anything at all, it's like invisible.
Probably a whirlwind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's pretty cool. I think have you seen like the baseball field? Speaking of On the Radar, we should have this video for you.
Yeah.
But have you seen little leaguers and all of a sudden a whirlwind
Oh.
develops and it just it sits right there at home plate
Mm-hmm.
and they just get pelted with the sand and dust and yeah. It's,
Yeah, you see that a lot in movies too, but
Yeah.
for sure, especially
Hey,
like in West
hold on.
Texas.
I'm not making that up.
No, I believe you. But yeah, that's a dust devil in Utah. What's cool is
Look how high that
it goes up, right? And
Yeah.
usually we look at columns of rotating air on radar, severe weather,
Right,
but
yeah.
this doesn't really go into anything. It's just clear sky
Yeah,
right above it,
it's-
so you don't really see much. But
And
it's
I
a
think
rotating column of air.
I think the reason it's so visible is because it's kind of dry out there, and so there's a lot
Yeah.
of dust to work with. But it's not it wasn't moving very much. That's really pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay, we're gonna go to the opposite. The opposite of a dust devil, I guess, would be flooding. And
Yeah.
they had some flooding in El Paso, way out west Texas.
Oh, wow.
Heavy rainfall on the 12th affected parts of west El Paso. Streets were submerged in water, causing significant disruptions and leaving vehicles just totally. Look at that.
Yeah,
Just
that's a lot.
vehicles were stranded. The scene, which resembled a river,
Mm-hmm.
the flooding left cars just sitting there, pool of water, and you had stranded motorists, and you had all kinds of problems there in El Paso.
Flooding is so crippling. I mean, we talk about how lightning, like that's fast, right? You got
Right.
tornadoes; those are pretty quick, rotating columns of air. But flooding lasts a lot longer and can just strand you when you're driving.
It's no
commuting.
fun. I mean,
Yeah,
look
it's
at
no
that.
fun. I mean, look at that. That's cars being submerged in water, and that totally.
You
destroys
know, in El
everything.
Paso, this doesn't happen very often.
I was gonna say. I mean, this
they
happens,
don't have enough rain usually for that to
It's
happen.
usually drier out
Yeah.
in El Paso. This will happen like in central or like North Texas, but to see this that far west.
I bet you they picked up just 2 inches of rain. I
Think so?
gotta look it up, but I bet you it's just 2 inches.
Maybe
and
a
it-
little
and
bit
it did all
more.
that.
No, you saw
I don't
how
know. I'm
submerged
telling
that
you.
water that car was, man.
Okay, we need to look that. There's another one for us to look up. The our crack staff over here.
Yeah.
Look up how much rain. Did we ever find out what's hotter, the surface of the sun or the or lightning strike? Did we ever find that out?
John, did we find that out or no?
Oh, we did.
Was that correct? Okay, we'll come.
Okay,
back
we'll
to
come
it.
back
Yeah,
to it.
yeah, we'll come back
Okay.
to it. Yeah.
Okay,
right.
we're gonna skip. Okay, let's see.
Well, let's go next to not
You're
just
next.
hurricane season, but typhoon season. Now,
Yes.
Paul, before I get to that, is there a difference between a cyclone, a hurricane, and a typhoon? From what I understand, it's just where it's located.
It's just
in
like
the
the
world.
difference between me and you. It's just the name.
Oh, there we go. Exactly. Well,
I think there's a lot. That's a bad example.
yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
That's probably a horrible example.
Yeah,
but
but anyway,
no, it's just a name. They're
Yeah.
same thing basically.
Yeah, just where it's, I mean, whether it's in the East Pacific or the West Pacific,
Indian Ocean is
you know,
cyclones.
they're all cyclones. They spin counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere, and they obviously bring rain, storm surge, and concerns like that. So let's take a look at this. This is Typhoon Podal. This made landfall on August 13th in Taiwan.
Okay.
Where authorities closed schools and government offices as heavy rain threatened more damage to agriculture.
Wow, that boat really went on shore.
Yeah, I mean that's the effect, the byproduct of winds, just transporting so much
and surge.
And yeah, but then also it can pick up tree limbs and things like that. It can act as projectiles. That's what's so scary about that. Now the typhoon's powerful gusts tore the roof off a gas station. There we go.
Yeah, and I don't think this was the strongest typhoon. I believe I read it was like 75 miles an hour or something.
Oh, so on the lower end.
Lower end of typhoon.
Right. Scattering debris, as you can see, islands on the island's southeast side. A fishing raft was blown off and hurled into the middle of the road, and several shops also suffered damage, as you can see right there.
You know, the first thing to go are those big awnings, those gas station awnings.
Yeah, I bet the threshold is probably like
those
70, because
I've seen a lot of these aftermaths, and that's like the first thing to go.
You typically see that, and then maybe windows next. Especially at cracked windows, shattered windows, and things like that. But it's incredible footage, and that's the byproduct of a typhoon.
And that's over in Taiwan, you said?
In Taiwan, absolutely.
In Taiwan.
Around a dozen flights that would have traveled south toward the path of the storm were delayed or canceled. So as this happens often. You can see how much.
That's pretty good wind.
Yeah, I mean, that's
blowing stuff around.
Massive storm.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
What,
oh no! No!
Right. We're gonna. No, I get
seasick. I get seasick.
Okay, get this. Okay, this is what we showed you earlier. A 75-foot passenger vessel ran aground near Kewalo Basin Harbor in Honolulu. This was on August 9th. A crew from the Coast Guard station in Honolulu Ocean safely responded. Now, the operator Atlantis Adventures, they provided this statement because this is a passenger boat. Okay, that shuttles back and forth there in Hawaii. There were no passengers on board the Discovery shuttle boat when it ran aground that morning. The two experienced crew members aboard the shuttle were not injured. That's good. There was no leaking of fuel from the vessel, which is good as well. And they were working closely with the government agencies to have the shuttle boat safely removed. It did finally run aground. I don't know if it shows it here, but it did ground.
Oh my goodness.
By the way, south-facing Oahu beaches were under high surf advisory with waves expected to reach, or they did reach, this is in the past, 10 to 14 feet on August the 9th, and some of them got up to around 15 feet. And lifeguards reported making more than 300 rescues during high surf. And those folks in Hawaii, they're used to that. So.
Yeah. But I mean, look how it's not too far from the shoreline. So,
and, you know, you can just see the captain. I'm sure the captain was like, and the guy's going, "I'm giving it all I can," and they're like, "No, I'm giving it all she's got," and it just turned right. I don't know the what's the terminology? Starboard side or starboard and whatever. I'm not much of a captain, but anyway.
Oh, stop, man.
And the video, you know what? The video stopped, sparing the captain, so we didn't have to watch it totally wash aground there.
No, that's testament on like how important beach safety is. Not just like
beach safety.
Yeah, well, you know,
like
shoreline safety, you know, water safety, rip current risks. You know, it's all.
Do you think this happened because they got too close?
I think so. I think the swells increase the closer you are to the shore. And that, you know, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think they got trapped and hit the point of no return.
Yeah. Well, be careful.
They actually did the opposite of what Castaway, that guy did on the Castaway. But anyway, we're getting way off now.
Yeah.
All right.
Next story, which we're going to show you in a little bit. But, Paul, can you help me explain what we're looking at? This is Brewers stranded. And what are we seeing here?
Okay, right here. This is Milwaukee Brewers game. Now, the Milwaukee Brewers, they're on a big win streak, but something happened at this game, aside from baseball, and we're going to tell you all about it when On the Radar returns. And welcome back to On the Radar Beyond the Forecast. Okay, we left you with the Milwaukee Brewers. Do you like baseball?
I do. I'll go to a couple of baseball games every year.
Yeah, some people say that the sport's too slow.
It can be, but it's still exciting. It's America's pastime.
Did you play?
I did not play. I played basketball, soccer, everything else but baseball.
Yeah, I played baseball, played a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
And so, I think that's where you get the appreciation. It is a little slow game. It's kind of hard to watch on TV. But anyway, baseball. Love baseball. The Milwaukee Brewers, if you haven't heard, they are on a roll.
Okay.
Anyway, before we get to all that, storms brought heavy rain and flooding to Milwaukee, Wisconsin on the 9th. Footage shows that fans outside American Family Field after the Milwaukee Brewers defeated the New York Mets. It was a monsoon mess.
Oh, wow.
Gainley, this guy on X, he wrote, torrential rains for hours, lightning as fans tried to get back to their cars. They had a tough time doing that, and it was just a total mess. Look at that. That's bad, though. I mean, you get soaking wet. You get in your car.
Well, and then on top of that, like getting to a game or leaving any professional sports game, it's already a mess with traffic. Add in rain to that equation. It's a big problem, and you can see cars are just struggling to get out of the parking lot or getting in.
So you see the game. The Brewers won on a roll. Okay, you get to your car, you put on the AC, and you're even colder, and then you got to wait behind people for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you're soaking wet. Probably wasn't good after the game.
Yeah, not a good time after the game.
Nope. But like I said,
they're doing pretty good though.
Yeah.
They're doing really well.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Brewers, they are red hot. They won their 12th consecutive game, which is great news for the burger lovers. George Webb, he's a beloved Wisconsin-based burger chain. It is a chain. And has 12 in a row tradition, meaning anytime the Brewers win 12 games in a row, the restaurant gives out free burgers for all.
I bet you that was expensive.
That's a lot for a burger chain to do that.
That'll hurt the bottom line real quick.
I was going to say,
but
that might make them go out of business, man.
But they don't have to do it very often. I mean, shoot, the last time I think any team won more than 12 games, we had to go to 2021, which wasn't that long ago. I think the Cardinals. But before that, all the way back to like 87. Man. And it was the Brewers that won like 14 games in a row back then in 86, I think, 87, something like that.
And I bet those lines get pretty long for a free burger.
For a free burger,
for free food.
How long will you wait in line, Ryan?
For a free burger?
Yeah.
Let's say
I've got a number in my head right now.
Let's say 90 minutes.
You'd wait an hour and a half for a free burger.
Yeah, if it's a good burger, if it's a solid burger, maybe yeah.
I'm figuring myself
10 minutes.
10 minutes. you know me. I mean, yeah, 10
I guess
minutes.
I'm in the minority here.
Because I'm thinking, hey, you make X amount of money an hour. How long is it going to be to where you're really not making anything because you've wasted all that time?
But you took gas, your car, you drove all the way to this location. You're there. Well, what's going on? I mean, you're wasting time going back. You might as well get a free burger while you're there.
I'm not waiting an hour and a half. I don't care how good that. I don't care how good that burger is. Man, it better have some good stuff. I'm gonna wait an hour and a half.
It probably doesn't come with fries. It's probably just a burger.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a place that you do not want to tailgate. You think of football, you think of nice, cool breezes, fall leaves, and just the Christmas. Christmas?
Crispness. That's a hard.
I can't say that.
That's a tongue twister. Christmas crispness.
Can you say it?
I just did. Christmas crispness. You gotta enunciate.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're better than I am at enunciating.
Okay.
Yeah, crispness. I gotta for me to do it, I gotta slow down. Crispness. Okay, anyway, you think of crispness. Not Christmas, but crispness. Okay. All right, the extreme heat didn't stop thousands of fans from flocking to State Farm Stadium for the Arizona Cardinals' first preseason game. Some fans were out tailgating in triple-digit heat. First responders were out there, too. Paramedics did have to respond to multiple heat-related emergencies despite high temperature. It got up to 111 there in Glendale, Arizona.
That's probably what one of the thermometers read. But if you're tailgating, if you're in a parking lot, asphalt, sidewalks, it's probably a little hotter than that. And then plus, if you're over a grill,
if you're over a grill and
you're cooking.
And you say you've had like a couple too many, it's an accident waiting to happen.
And I'm sure a lot of people,
look at that, they got a little pool.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need to find a way to cool off.
For me personally, I used to pride myself on being able to take the heat but I can't do it anymore. If I had to be out there, I'd have to have like some kind of a cooler or something, like ice down my neck.
How long would you stay out tailgating if it was like 95 degrees out?
My rule now is if the heat index is over 95, I don't do it.
Wow, yeah.
So Arizona's out.
Yeah, like, it's hot it's every day that's hot.
So Arizona
Yeah.
is out.
All right, well, maybe you can go into indoors and cool off with the AC. This is a mall run in Dubai. When it gets too hot,
Dubai.
you got to stay inside and enjoy some cool drinks.
Man, we're going to the UAE.
Yeah, we're going across the world now. Usually we stay in the U.S., but we're going
right.
around the
You know,
globe.
every once in a while we'll go international, intercontinental.
Yeah, and the fun thing about this, Paul, I mean, obviously it's hot outside, it's summertime, but in Dubai, this is climate-controlled, a mallathon.
Well,
You
just
know,
about
running
every
outside-
mall that I know is climate controlled.
It gives-
Hey, they may think they got something special going on there in Dubai, but every mall that I know of, unless it's an outdoor mall, they're climate controlled.
I know that. But you know what? This is giving fitness fans a way to beat blazing temperatures outside. Most malls don't allow you to have marathons. That's why it's fun.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
why
did you
it's
see?
different.
I'm looking at some of the stores. Did you know they have a PF Chang's there?
Really? Well, it's a hub for a lot of tourism.
Yeah, oh,
Paul.
yeah.
So, I'm sure there's a lot of chain restaurants in Dubai.
I'll tell you what, one day when we make it really big, we'll have a special edition of On the Radar in Dubai.
Yeah.
Wonder what year that'll be.
Might be a while.
2030 or
Might be
something
a while
like
from
that.
now.
Okay, who let the dogs out? The dog pound. What am I talking about? Look at these guys. Yeah, talking about these dogs. Okay, these dogs, they're in Spain. These are Spanish dogs. They have another trick. In a pool made just for paws, sliding into summer has never felt so good. Yeah. Now, here's what's interesting. These guys are in Spain, but these pools are dedicated only to dogs making a splash across the U.S., too.
Yeah.
We've got some of these parks, not only in Texas, but in Kansas and Maryland, and they make beating the heat a whole lot better. So,
When you say
woof.
when you say Spanish dogs, like,
See.
what do you mean?
What? Well, they're from Spain. I mean, can you not? Is that okay?
I don't. That's a great question. I don't know if we specify dogs from where they're from. I mean, anything.
Well, you got English setters.
There we go.
You got American bulldog,
German Shepherd.
German shepherd.
There we go.
So
Spaniard.
Spanish dog. I don't know. You know what? But that's why you watch On the Radar,
Right. For some good content.
you can't see that just anywhere. And we came up with the answer. I'm not sure if I believe this answer. I'm not sure if it's right.
Yeah.
But
According
apparently,
to our
lightning
director,
strikes
producer John Coker,
are about 50,000 degrees. So I got that part right.
but the
Sun's
sun
is
surface is
10,000 degrees. Of course,
Fahrenheit.
we're talking Fahrenheit, not Celsius or Kelvin.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Lightning
so,
is really hot. That's why anytime it touches anything, it explodes. No. Okay, I was gonna say
What?
John said Celsius. I was like, no.
No.
Yeah.
It's got to be Fahrenheit. But anyway, well, what do you know? You were right, but I did get the temperature right.
You're trying to.
But I'm like, how in the
something-
world can lightning be hotter than the sun?
Yeah, well,
But I guess so.
maybe we'll do a little explainer on that on next
All right.
week's episode.
Well, I
of
can't
On
wait
the
till
Radar.
next week's episode.
In the meantime, send
Yep.
in your weather photos, weather video to Ken's Weather at kens5.com. On the Radar, we like to catch your weather videos and feature them here on Ken's 5 on the Radar. So please send in your weather content. We love to see them, Paul.
Oh, we would love to see them. Hey, you know what? I hope you had as much fun as
I
we
did.
did. Okay, we will see you on the Radar, Beyond the Forecast, next week.